Hola, lights out faithful, my amigos, if you will. We are so glad you're tuning into this episode, and we're so glad that we can let you know about another iconic tournament taking place on July 13th through the 14th. Smash Factor is back, or S Factor as they're going by now, in Mexico City at the World Trade Center. Registration is already open, so make sure you head over to StartGG to show them some support. And the event is free. There's like $50,000 USD up for grabs, so why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? You know, the whole Lights Out crew will definitely be pulling up to Mexico. Follow them on Smash Factor MX if you want to keep up to date with updates. And of course, check out their Twitch channel as well, Smash Factor Gaming. Going to be a lot of stuff there, not just Smash as well. Other traditional fighters will be gracing the screen along with in-person events that'll definitely leave you entertained. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. 2, 1. All right. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Episode number 64 of A Lights Out is descending upon your viewing feed for your viewing pleasure. Myself, Cosmos, in the building. But of course, we would be remiss if we didn't remind you that this episode, of course, is brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app for a first deposit match of up to $100. We'll get into that more throughout the episode. But Cosmos, big news. This is actually slated to be our final podcast episode without Light, which we're all very excited about. A lot of big things are occurring. I'll give an update on that momentarily. But how are you doing, man? Because I noticed that the background has yet again shifted for you. Some new scenery as per usual.
I mean, you know me, I'm a nomad. So now I'm in my 7th location. Next week, it might be a different one. All I can say. But I mean, this is my actual apartment, so nice. I'm finally settled down in Mexico, and this is my place. I still need to add a couple things here and there, but I'm glad with how it's turning out, and hopefully I don't have to shift locations, because ever since then, or since now, I've been in Hack's guest room.
Yep.
So I've been recording in there, but now I actually have my own place settled and set up, so this is where I will be for the foreseeable future.
All right, I love that for you, man. I mean, the lighting looks good. You look brimming. I like the Demon Slayer shirt too. You just look like you're happy right now, which is nice. Because I know, because last time I know Sylvanas, I guess a couple of people were over there visiting Mexico and stuff like that too. So it sounds like you had like a really good week in general.
Yep, we were all here for the cat's birthday party.
Nice,
so we were all having a chill time.
I guess my invitation was lost in the mail. Anyway. Well, let's talk.
You just didn't get one.
All right. Well, fuck you guys. How about that? Well, let's talk about somebody who's been lost for a little while. Light. Okay. Now, look, I know all of you guys have been super wondering, when's Light coming back? What's going on? Are we changing the name of this podcast to, something like the Cosmic Corner or, EE Eradicate, something like that? No. It is staying Lights Out, because great news, everybody. If you didn't see last week's episode, I announced that on July 1st, Light was going to be moving into his new place. He has begun this move-in process. It's going well. And we are expecting Light to make his grand return to the podcast to make the Triforce of Lights Out whole again. We're expecting Light to be back next week for next week's episode. It's going to be awesome. And in case you didn't see it as well, there was another announcement from Smash Factor, our friends at Smash Factor. They announced that Light should be attending Smash Factor this upcoming in the next couple of weeks, right? Because Smash Factor is going to be a huge event, and I'm just so excited for that event.
I think Smash Factor is actually going to be like the first major since, I don't know when, is it like since Collision or Gommel? Since Gommel, if Gommel was even counted as a major.
I think Gommel was counted as a major. Hey, wait, tell everybody real quick about what they can expect from Smash Factor. Do that real quick.
I mean, all right. So, like you heard from EE, Light is supposed to be at Smash Factor. I don't know if he's actually going to go, but hopefully we can actually convince him to end up going. I'm going to be at Smash Factor. Obviously, EE is going to be at Smash Factor. Going to have all of the Mexican talent that's going to be there. Going to have Spargo, Leo. I'm pretty sure Sonic's is going to go because he's Latino, because he's from Dominican Republic, and he was there last year, obviously. So last year we also had a bunch of Japanese players at Smash Factor. I'm not sure if there's actually like a let me see if I can find the projected people that are going to be at Smash Factor, because I know that last year there was a good amount of Japanese players, but I'm not entirely sure if we're going to have like the same amount of talent because last year was really, really big. Like even I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure even Shattuck was at Smash Factor 2. That might have been his first time in Mexico. I'm not sure if he was really there or not. But I know Shiny Mark was there. There was a lot of talent from just all around the world. So it's supposed to be like the biggest Mexican tournament, and it's supposed to be like the international Mexican tournament where everyone from like not even just the States, but like Japan and even some like last year Gluto was there too, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if he's going to be there this year, but it's supposed to be like the biggest Mexican tournament. So hopefully it meets the standards that it did last year. And it's supposed to have a pretty big pop bonus too. It's supposed to be like a 30K pop bonus for Smash Ultimate. So
yeah, you win that tournament, you can buy a house in Mexico, okay? Maybe a couple of houses.
You literally could.
That's how strong that's going to stretch. But you know what? Speaking of winners, let's talk about the winner of CEO. KOLA takes down the CEO bracket. It was easily one of the most exciting events really to just watch because of how it went down. So KOLA gets first, Riddles gets second, Beast Mode Paul in third, Omega, shouts to my boy Omega. I've been campaigning for Omega to start doing some big things. Love this top 8 from him and love those wins he was able to get as well. Omega gets fourth, Kobe and DeBuzz get fifth. DeBuzz, last year's defending champion, comes up short this year, and then Goblin and Jazzo round up 7th place. Some notable names a little bit lower than you might expect. I mean, MVD gets 13th there, Anathema out at 9th. Apollo Kage, you got to scroll all the way down to find his ass, 25th. So definitely some surprising results, but KOLA making a big time splash, 2-time CEO champion, Riddles 3-time second place finisher. So a little bit tough.
Tragic.
That is a little tragic right there. But what do you make of those results, man? What did you think? I watched it live. I did a restream for it and it was awesome. First time the person I wanted to win, whose name I put in the title, actually won, that being KOLA. So I had a great time watching.
I mean, I want to give big shout outs to KOLA because I know that last year he did take that break that he was talking about for a while. And then ever since he came back, I think he had like maybe 1 or 2 tournaments where you might have not known that he was there. But other than that, he's been showing out pretty much every tournament he's been to. Even that at that one tournament where all the top seeds busted out at MomoCon, where it was like me, Light, him, the Buzz, and like some other players too. He was the only player that was still in the top 4, even though all of us didn't get top 8. So he's been a very consistent player, and I feel like, I don't know, currently you could make a case for him being the best player on Moist currently because of his consistency.
I mean, he's showing up to stuff, so But I mean, you know what? We're talking about Moist. Goblin got 7th. I think that's very notable to recognize that Goblin got 7th. Place for sure. So shouts to him. 2 Roy's doing it big in that top 8. I saw a couple comments about like the competition level wasn't as high. If you look at who's at that tournament, that is a very strong tournament to win. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering how we know in the past KOLA has struggled with Kazi, especially Riddles. And Riddles did beat him in the first set of grand final, so he had to really compose himself to muster it up to actually win the whole event. So, and then delivered one of the greatest pop-offs I've ever seen. I mean, I had set some music to it as well. Did you see that pop off? Chat, did you see that pop off that KOLA did? Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Hold on. Let me put it on screen real quick. Because I actually tweeted it out too. Here we go. Look at this pop off, chat.
I just want to mention that you're definitely right about him struggling with Kaguya, because I don't know if any of y'all remember the one tournament, the Ludwig Smash Invitational, when he was playing Riddle in like the top 16 qualifier match, and he was tweaking the entire time in between everything. He was actually tweaking because he was tired of fighting hard as fast too. So the fact that he was able to pull it out against a Kaguya player is pretty nice to see.
It was very nice to see.
Christ.
You saw that, right? Yeah, he was popping off. And you notice about that pop off too, even though I wouldn't have been mad at him, if he threw a chair there too, I think that would have been deserved. That would have been deserved. He went crazy on that, man. So definitely nice to see KOLA back in the winner's circle to that extent. I think that's huge for sure. And it was a good tournament overall. One thing I will say is, you think about the way like some of these tournaments go nowadays, chat, and everybody watching, and just like, man, sometimes it could be like, sometimes those top 4s can be a little bit of snooze fest. That top 4 was great. I'm super proud of Omega for getting a top 8 too. I feel like he's come up short a few times. I wanted him to come up big, and this was a good start to what I hope is a little bit of a run from our boy Omega. And I hope KOLA continues to deliver these good results. I did notice he said he's not going to be able to attend Regen anymore due to a car accident he was in. He's okay, everything's fine, but he's got a lot of money he has to invest into that. And of course, that day trading can be real up and down. So I'm assuming he's going to lose a lot of that CEO money to go towards that. So wishing him the best.
Day trading.
Hey man, he said it, not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. So that's what went down at CEO. What do you think about CEO like not being like what it once was? You know what I mean? It's not like, I think that tournament was like an A tier, but it's not at that pristine level.
I feel like CEO bit the bullet and took the fell because of COVID. So it's really tragic because there was CEO's always been really big in Smash 4.
Yeah.
Like every single Smash 4 had like a lot of entrants for a CEO. Like all the top players, because the very last Smash 4 CEO, I was there. I got third. Second and first place was Leo and Tweak. Obviously, like you had a lot, and I beat the Buzz to get fourth. So you had like all of the top players that were there. And the very first Ultimate CEO was like it had all of the heavy hitters at the very beginning of Ultimate. Obviously, Leo won. I know all of the other like top player names that were there and at the moment too. And then that was the only CEO that happened before COVID. So because COVID happened the next year after that. So I don't think they did like an online CEO or anything. So it probably kind of diminished the name. And I feel like just after COVID, like after everything with COVID happened, especially with all the circuits that were happening too, I think there might have been one more really good CEO. And then after that, I think there was one more good CEO because it was also backed by the Panda circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And then
CEO 2022.
Yeah, exactly. And then ever since everything went down with Panda and VGBC, there is just like, it didn't really feel like there was much of a reason to go to CEO in general. So it kind of sucks.
I agree. It's just weird because at one point, like it seemed like Smash was like such a stronghold at CEO. Like remember they had that CEO Dreamland event. It was just a CEO dedicated just to Smash at one point. That I think Sam Sora won that. I can't remember, but it was crazy. And now like you kind of look at it like, yes, it's still a strong event. People are still going there. But it's not like to the level it once was. But moving on from CEO, let's talk a little bit about the other side of the world. What was going on? UltCore took place as well, guys. UltCore, a very stacked tournament in Japan that you'll notice a KOLA and me are still ducking, still hiding, still sitting on their rankings. I mean, I get it, but
I'm surprised because I feel like Mia usually goes to everything.
Yeah, I think his feels like he solidified his rank too, and he ain't doing nothing to jeopardize that. But nonetheless, they ain't coming outside. But you know who is? That boy Hurt. That boy Hurt been in everything over in Japan, and he's been putting the hurt on people. Hurt wins the event. Raru gets second place. Really competitive grand finals between these two. Went down to game 5 last hit. Hurt made some incredible plays, some incredible comebacks, but that's kind of what we expect from Hurt at this level. Yoshidora, a little bit of redemption from not the greatest place, and I saw at the last event he was at. Gets third here. Asimo gets fourth. They had a great set as well. Oh my goodness. And then Yama Nakshin gets fifth along with Shirayuki. So Shirayuki, the Inkling player, continuing to display some consistency with his Inkling. I love that. And speaking of consistent with characters you like to see, Karage gets 7th place. The Falcon Lord still alive and well. And TG gets 7th place as well. So that's a really strong top 8, and it really made for a really great showing as well. Some other notable placements. Yanni P with the Pichu gets 9th place. Akaka Kuksi gets 9th with Hero. And then we had some Kep actually made a really strong run himself too. Kep got 13th. You know, this was a very stacked tournament. Yeah. You know, you got people like
no, was Shuton not there? Shuton wasn't there.
Shuton was not at this tournament. Matsunabe 7th.
Damn, look at Snow down there.
Snow getting 33rd. And Gorika, too, the Joker player, as well as Raziusu. I might be butchering these names, but these placements got butchered too. I can't believe these boys was all the way down there in 33rd.
Yeah, there is a lot of heavy hitters, honestly, down in 33rd. So, I mean, I feel like that's just, we say it time and time again, Japan, it's really hard to be consistent in Japan. Hurt showing that it's possible, but I think Hurt is definitely one of the best players to ever lay hands on the game. Bar none. It's not even close. So like he's definitely one of the most consistent. Also, especially to do it with Snake, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So other than that, and like the other players like KOLA and Mia and every now and then Shuton and Ken, which are also the most consistent players in Japan. I feel like outside of those top 5 players, it's pretty hard to be consistent in Japan. And even those top 5 players do struggle sometimes with the other players that are, because all the character specialists, it's hard to go through a bunch of character specialists that just know the ins and outs of their characters and know the ins and outs of all of the popular matchups in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to see players like Snow, who's playing Mario, get that low of a placing because of how hard it could be to play against like an Olimar player or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just crazy to me, like just their level of consistency just continues to impress me. You know what I mean? Like I'm just so impressed by the ones who are able to be consistent. Those characters, I mean, you got Banjo and Falcon making top 8 at a tournament like that. Like it's very impressive to me. Like I always gotta send them some love, but Hurt, man, I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind. Hurt is going to be like, I think Hurt, well, he's definitely going to be top 5 ranked on Lumi rank. I think he might make a push for top 3 low key. Like there is a real, like, Hurt? Yeah, like I know Sonics and Tweakle have something to say about that. Not so much Sparger right now because of some of those scattered results, but I think there's a really strong opportunity where Hurt might push his way. I don't know how they're gonna rank everything. I don't, you know, I read the stuff when it comes out, but there's a strong possibility that the top 3 could be all made up of Japan. Which I think would be like a first.
I think Smash Factor is probably the last rank because they did say that they're doing it in 6-month intervals for the ranking.
So season, Supernova won't be this right. Won't be on this one.
No, it won't. And I'm pretty sure Smash Factor will be the last one on this rank. It's either the last one or the first one on the next one. So if it is the last one on this ranking period, then I feel like that would be what gives Sonics the push to be top 3 if he gets second or wins. Probably wins. If he wins, I would say he'd probably still be third. But if not, or if he like does not so well, like if he doesn't get top 5 or something, I would definitely say that Hurt will definitely be number 5, or Hurt will be number 3.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, I think that, I mean, he's making a hell of a strong case for it for sure. So we'll see, man. I mean, I don't know if he says Smash Factor. Somebody in the chat said Patchwork is the last one. I don't know. Either one, there's been so many tournaments. I think Smash Factor is the last one, though, just for everybody's knowledge. Patchwork is coming up this weekend, and then after this weekend, it's Smash Factor. I think that's when they cut off the results. So you want to scramble and get those last minute results. That's why I wish everybody was going to Factor. I know Tweak's not able to go. He's got some issues with his cat going on right now. And obviously, like, if you care about your pets, you treat pets like family. Totally understand that. Light got no excuse not to go. His ass better go. I'm gonna call him when I get a chance. But yeah, man, a lot of cool stuff. I hope some Japanese talent shows up as well. But very much so looking to see how this race to like that top 3 is gonna finish off, man. Because I think we already know who's got top 2 locked up. It's a KOLA and Mia, and pretty much no doubt about that at this point, right? But Smash Factor could go a long way in deciding that. But another event I want to touch on a little bit too, show it a little bit of love, was an event that took place in Europe this time. We're going to cover a little bit of European events. Let's go right here. Siege, the winner of Siege, Bloom Forever. I feel like, Cosmos, we have not said Bloom's name in like so damn long.
Since Watch the Throne, honestly.
Yeah, really, and where he got cooked at that event. But he did the cooking at this one, man, for sure. Ends up winning the event over Mr. R, who sent him to losers originally, but Bloom bounced back and wins both sets in grand finals. Lancelot, nice to see Lancelot get 3rd place here. And then after that, is some other competitors here. But Bloom and Mr. R, you know, I actually thought...
Why are we covering this tournament?
Because it's important to show. Bloom got a big W. Mr. R played well, and I like Lancelot's character choices. So I'm cool with all these guys for sure. One thing I'm surprised about, I thought there was like an event where Gluto, I thought he got like 2nd place to like crepe salad or something like that, and then somebody was telling me that he was using Snake as well, like to fight Steve, because like apparently Gluto's last 3 eliminations for tournaments have come courtesy of Steve. So I might have mixed those tournaments up. But either way, shouts to the top 3 of that event. Bloom Mr. R and Lancelot, and Gluto. I feel like I haven't seen Gluto in a long time either, man. Hope he's playing at the very least to come to Supernova. Start off the next ranking season with a bang for sure. Would be nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, I still am not entirely sure about anybody that. I know some people that are going to Smash Factor. I'm not sure if he is or not because I know obviously he's very good friends with Leo.
Yep.
So whenever he gets a chance to go to Mexico, and I know that he does like to go to Mexico. So you could see him at Smash Factor too. I guess we have to wait till they put up the attendees on the page because right now they don't have them up at all. But there is a slight chance that he could have, especially with that pop bonus. I know people like to go to that tournament with the pop bonus.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I gotta say I can't blame him either. That would be awesome. But yeah, what do you let's talk a little bit of Gluto real quick before we actually do move on. What do you think about Gluto saying, you know what? I'm tired of this shit, tired of Steve. Wario's good, but I'm banking on Snake to be the difference maker. My Snake is quite the difference maker too, as if you know. Anyway, your thoughts, Cosmos.
Well, first of all, your Snake definitely makes the difference between 512 and 257. But that is a difference.
What the heck?
Secondly, I'm not entirely sure why he's playing today. I don't know. Maybe he just really likes brawl characters because obviously Wario was a brawl character.
He was.
But I'm not entirely sure. Like I didn't even know that he had a Snake. I didn't know that.
This is news to me too.
I'm pretty sure the last time, I think it was at Smash Factor or something, he was playing. He was like Roy and Wolf, I think, right? Something like that. Yeah, so like he was playing Roy, and I think Roy is a pretty good choice against Steve as well. But I guess he's probably been seeing everything that's been going on in Japan with Hurt giving a KOLA a run for his money and eliminating him sometimes. But other than that, I can't really see a really strong reason why he would want to use Snake against Steve, because Hurt is the only person that's been beating the Steve players at Snake, and Hurt's different. But I guess Gluto is, because whenever you are a top player like that, he is obviously a top fundamental player.
Yep.
Like we all renown him as like the best player in Smash with the highest fundamentals, or the most fundamental player in Smash. So if you have that in the back of your mind, I know that you have to know that if you see somebody else do something, you can believe in yourself to do it as well, if not better. So if he sees someone like Hurt doing that, he's like, I can do it too, or I can do it even more consistently. Or maybe he just really likes Snake, and it's like, if I'm going to play somebody else, I'm going to play Snake because Snake does well against him, and I like Snake, so I'm just going to try out Snake.
I mean, I think as much as we talk about how fundamentally good Gluto is and how he's just dragged Wario, consistently dragged Wario through ever-changing metas, I'll never bet against this guy not to be able to master another character. But like, there's just so much years in history and layers to like the Wario. It's the understanding is at a different level. So, having to incorporate that to a new character this late in the meta, this late stage of the game, it's going to be a lot. But I believe in Gluto, and I think a lot of this meta to me is a counter pick meta. Like, you have to be able to like switch shit on the fly. In my opinion, like obviously there's some solo mains who can do it, depending on your character, Sonic, Steve, like Game & Watch. But yeah, being able to be versatile when you're not piloting any of those characters definitely helps a lot. So eager to see what unfolds with Gluto and just the European scene in general. Shouts to them. Wanted to show them some love. Also want to shout out real quick. I forgot to do it when we were talking CEO. Wizzrobe wins Melee 2 sets over HungryBox. Thought that was pretty sick. Wizzrobe, the newest member of Luminosity Gaming.
Not getting hit by the sponsor curse.
Not getting hit by the sponsor curse. Well, I mean, he did get 9th place at his first technically sponsored event. He got 9th place at Tipped Off.
But I think he was constantly getting. I don't remember the last time he got top 8.
Wizzrobe does very good all the time. Like Wizzy is
really?
Yeah, Wizzy is very consistent. Like, he's the best Falcon, no questions asked. And he had to go years ago, but he had like this little bit of a streak where he was beating H-Box consistently, then that kind of tapered off. And now I guess he got it back together. When rubber meets the road, he was like, let me pop off and show you what it's like. And he prevented a chair possibly being thrown across the arena from an H-Box pop-off. And Wizzy gave a very subdued but emotional little pop-off right there. So, yeah.
But looking at a Smash Wiki, I saw that he got 9th at Tipped Off, 9th at Gombo, 7th at Genesis, 13th at Big House, 13th at offseason. Like it's been a while, but he also hasn't been to that many tournaments.
Right. Those 13s, he wasn't as active. He's like, now he's got a sponsor again. He's been practicing a lot again. And this kid
that makes sense.
It's like riding a bike for him. When he gets going, man, when that train starts rolling, get the hell off the track. So shout outs to Wizzy. Like he was like tapering off for a while because when it's active, no sponsor, it's hard to go places without a sponsor, guys. You all know that. But
look at me.
Exactly, right? It's just difficult. Like this guy had to move to Mexico for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough out here. That's what we're trying to tell you. It's tough
out these streets.
It is, man. It's funny we're talking about sponsorship too. And Zomba just won a tournament as well. I think he actually won it by timing out Jackal. Oh, brother, I don't know where that's going, but this just gives more credence to the fact that we know Zomba's sponsored. He's yet to reveal the sponsor. We all know the sponsor. We want to talk about it. We want to have him on the podcast to talk about it. But I don't know what the hell the holdup is. I don't know if it's like a quarter thing,
I don't know what is
changing a budget thing.
I didn't even know he was sponsored.
Yeah. Remember, Light told us who his sponsor is.
Type it in chat.
I'm not. It might pop up. Wait till the pod is done.
I had no idea. So, I mean, hopefully maybe it fell through. I don't know.
It didn't fall through.
He's sponsored by Lights Out. You heard it here first.
It didn't fall. Well, hold on. That definitely fell through because we ain't got no money for that shit unless y'all can start clicking some of these ad reads we doing. You know what I'm saying? We'll take that. But yeah, for sure. I think that's a good look. Good to see Cosmos back as well. Really, it was just like more of an active weekend for Smash than I think a lot of people realized. And then another thing, just to put the cherry on top, Spargo announced he is making his international competition return to Japan. Spargo has registered for Kowloon and Kagaribi. What are we thinking with Spargo? Do we think the redemption is going to happen? Do we need to assemble the NA Avengers? Cosmos, talk to me, bro. What's going on?
So this is going to be his third time in Japan, right? Because the first time he went, he won. Second time he went, he busted.
So twice. He got washed twice. I hate to say it. My boy got washed twice.
Damn, I mean, that's going to be, hopefully, I feel like if he's committing to that, I feel like he's probably in a better mindset because I know that the last Japan trip was pretty tough on his mental.
Yep.
So the fact that he's able to just bounce back and go back immediately, he either is in a better mindset because he's going for revenge. So he basically has like nothing to lose because he already lost there, or he just like doesn't care about how he does anymore and he wants to learn there. So
that's fair.
I think those are both good mindsets to have going to Japan or going to another tournament in general. And I feel like he will do it definitely a lot better this time.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think this is one of those situations where, like, yes, you get a little upset with like your placement was not up to par, up to the standard that you expected to be. But he's such a good player and such a prideful one at that. Like, you just knew at some point it was going to be get back season. You know what I'm saying? It looks like we are heading down that road and down that route. And I personally am very excited for that. So Spargo, wishing you the best of luck. I'll see what other NA Avengers I can assemble to get to accompany you to Kowloon and Kagaribi. And you guys can just run through that tournament. I'd love to see a Spargo, MK Leo, Tweak, Light, you know what I'm saying? Just force of nature. Just come through and just plot us, take that city over like Godzilla, baby. You don't know what hit you.
That's true. But
right.
You know what? If it is only Spargo that is going to Japan
and Sonics,
America and Sonics, would you bet on Spargo to win the Japanese tournament?
Would I bet on Spargo to win the Japanese tournament? That's a great question, Cosmo. Well, if I did bet on him, I would bet on him with our friends over at Prize Picks because that's the only way I like to bet. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports site with over 5 million active members. Guys, did you know that? That's a lot of damn people. You can get in on daily action with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community. I mean, why would you not do? It's a chance to win a lot of money. You can turn $10 into $1,000. Do you understand that? If you're looking for promotions, Prize Pick has got you covered every single week. They'll help guide you to some of the things you should be keeping an eye on for. It includes sports. It includes crazy IRL stuff. It includes esports. Everything can get into the action. Everyone can get into the action. And that includes you guys. Selecting players, their stats, their types, all that stuff. Highlight your winnings from Prize Picks. Just share the fact that you are kicking a whole lot of ass. Now, you guys know why I keep promoting Prize Picks with such consistency, such verboseness, such confidence is because I have made my first deposit match and received an instant $10 bonus, okay? You can do like that too, and I turned that $10 into $100. If you got the skills and you got the know-how, all you're missing is Prize Picks. So make sure you head over and download the Prize Picks app today and use code LIGHTSOUT for your first deposit match of up to $100, guys. That's code LIGHTSOUT on Prize Picks for your first deposit match of up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy when you pick with Prize Picks, baby. Tell me I'm lying, because you can't. You can't.
That's crazy. Well, speaking of, like, I guess stuff you can bet on, one thing I can tell you that I'm not going to bet on is that anything that happens with the Lakers next year.
No. You're so close. You're so close. You're so close. You're so close. You almost had the perfect segue. You were right there, but you jumped the gun. We're still in Smash. What's more to talk about Smash? The game is dead. Well, the Lakers aren't the only. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. The Lakers are not the only organization featuring, struggling and getting some scrutiny. Panda Global. Dun, dun, dun. Panda Global made a tweet last Friday. It was a tweet like this. I actually made a whole separate video. If you want a detailed breakdown of it, you can go head over to other videos on the channel. I made a video of it, on my YouTube. Okay. Yeah. So this is actually Morse code for not extinct. Panda Global making a tweet, and then like it kind of
really,
and then people were kind of like, "Oh man, what the hell is going on?" Well, they actually released an official statement here, following up on July 1st, which was yesterday at the time of this recording. 9 years ago, Panda Global made their debut. And through the perseverance of our staff members, we are still here. While challenges remain ahead, our goals to foster growth, sustainability, and accessibility in video game communities stand firm. First, we were surprised to see the response of our teaser on Friday, and we could not have anticipated such an outpouring of interest, and it has been motivating for our team. They go on to further describe, stuff like PG stats. They're a separate entity from Panda, so that's going to be a whole different discussion that you have to keep a look on for. They're actually saying that the controller is not dead. They're looking for partners to help get that back off the ground, which I think is awesome. They end with saying, while it's a long road ahead, our priorities as we rebuild are to bring back content, support events, and seek opportunities to bring more resources to the community. So Panda Global making a splash. Now, it is important to note that they're not sponsoring anybody right now. So all those rumors about, Zomba's going to be the first re-announced sponsor, that's not true. Okay, that's not happening. Wadi's not coming back for that. It ain't what you think. It ain't what you think. It's about 9 folks there as well. Now, upon seeing this, I was already aware the statement was coming and stuff like that, but upon seeing this, took it upon myself to reach out to some of the members that I know personally working with Panda to get an even more detailed statement on things that are going on. So this is a never before tweeted, never before seen exclusive lights out statement from the current members of the Panda team. And I'm going to read it right now. Panda is excited to celebrate our 9th anniversary. Since 2015 and leading up to the Panda Cup finale in December of 2022, we were comprised of very talented people, exciting projects, and many moving parts. These past couple of years were spent unwinding all these parts, but we are happy to say that we have begun the process of rebuilding. We believe in the value of collaboration and wanted to push competitive Smash to new heights. Not everyone felt this way about us, but that did not and does not change how we feel and what we know to be true. We will continue to work hard, appreciate and support, and we'll have more to share soon. Appreciate you for sharing this for us, Phil. So official statement, exclusive here on Lights Out. And as they continue to trickle more and more back into the community, you bet your ass I'm going to make sure to have some of those members who are comfortable to come on and share exactly what's going on, because I know there's just so many questions people have. But the biggest one I will answer for you guys right now, in case you haven't seen it, in case you haven't heard, Dr. Allen is not a member of this current iteration of Panda. He has no value in it, no say in it, no ownership of it. So stop harassing these people who are just trying to get back into esports when they shouldn't have been ousted in the first place, because they had nothing to do with what went down with the whole Panda Cup debacle. Just for the record, your thoughts, Cosmos?
I'm not even sure what to think. That is a lot to unpack. I didn't even know about the statement that you just gave, so that's I mean, to be honest, this complete unfiltered, like, don't really care what people think about what I say. I'm happy to hear that they are coming back because
Same.
they really did give a lot to our community, and they did a lot for our community, and they did a lot for me too when I was on the team.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, we had our differences in views, so like we separated ways, but I never like had any ill intent for a Panda or anything, which is why I went to the Panda Circuit events, because I was obviously very good for the community as well. Um, so if we can get anything back from the three musketeers that went down, which was Panda, BTS, and VG, even though VG is still around doing some things, they're not like what they were. I would definitely say that I would like to have Panda back because they did the most for our community since the beginning and like to the end. Obviously, the other people did a lot for us too, but I guess I probably have a soft spot for Panda because I was on the team too.
Of course.
So hopefully they are definitely going to do a lot to come back and prosper when they do come back. And you best know when they do start sponsoring players, I'm going to be advocating for PG Cosmos to come back.
Hey, I mean, you know what? I know one of the things that they were discussing is we want to, get that content grind going again. A lot of people love that PG content. It's hard to say if it'll have that same charm and appeal because, like, certain members I know, like Bobby Wasabi, was a really big part of that. He works with Alfred now. Jash, somebody I adore, great guy. He was a lot in charge of that too. He's with Liquid now. Coney, obviously, he's with Luminosity. So there's just like, it'd be a lot of changes. I feel like, what I'm saying, it might never feel like how it was, but kudos to them for a lot of those guys who didn't deserve to lose their jobs because of the fallout of everything. I'm glad to see that they're going to be trying to get back into space and that they're doing well. So absolutely no negativity coming from this part. If you want to be negative, that's your business. You can't make us be negative because we ain't going to be. So best of luck to Panda. We'll have more updates as that continues to develop, as I get more information and stuff like that. We'll keep you locked in here on the Lights Out podcast. I guess last like gaming thing I wanted to touch on, like we've done a lot of coverage on like, talking about multiverse and stuff like that, which is, they're doing another patch and stuff like that. They're trying to get it together. And good for them because it's a good game. What about another game that I think is pretty damn dope? I want to shout out real quick. Rivals 2, man. I played, this beta was available last weekend, and I played the hell out of me some Rivals, bro. Like, I could not overstate to you guys how fluid this game is, bro. Like, the fluidity of this game is really, really going to help this game go far. Dan and the rest of his team are so good. They got that off-brand support. That's Ludwig's production company for gaming now. Like, Rivals 2, when that hits, is going to be a big freaking deal, bro. They already got the game available going to different, tournaments and stuff coming up. And, I know it's going to be at Supernova as well, aka SmashCon. So big shouts to Rivals 2. I can't wait to get my hands on that game. Have you had a chance to play it?
No, I actually haven't even, I don't even think I've played Rivals 1 a single time.
Oh, you're missing out, bro.
No,
it's dope.
I have. I definitely tried it. It was fun. But Rivals 2, the one thing that I do like about Rivals 2 is that it looks like the most polished out of all of the quote unquote Smash clones.
Yeah.
Obviously, from first glance or from playing it, Multiverse is my favorite by far. It's the only one that rivals Smash for me. Rival Smash, but yeah, Rivals can definitely be the other one because it looks very polished. I haven't gotten the chance to try a beta. I know, like, if I wanted to, like, I could definitely get a beta access code when it was out. But I haven't gotten the chance to try it, but I will be trying it when it comes out.
Yep.
The only other thing that I am excited for Rivals is I know that the publisher that Ludwig is associated with, I don't think he owns it anymore, but he's associated. Yeah, off-brand. They're like publishing it.
Yeah.
So just seeing Ludwig's name on like the brand of a fighting game is pretty promising for me because it makes me feel like it'll be much more popular than it was in the past and have more viability for like what I would, I guess, call developer support for tournaments and stuff. So that would obviously make me more interested in playing the game initially and putting a lot more time into the game because I won't feel like it's just a fruitless endeavor like it currently Smash feels like right now because there's no developer support or anything. So I really do feel like Rivals has a really good future because of the spot that it's in now, and I hope that the game prospers because of that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else all playing and was having a great time. I mean, Mango, Void, Zayn, to name a few. And, I think that they've developed so much goodwill within the Smash community. It doesn't feel like they're trying to buy a spot. Like I remember back in the day, Icons or even like Rushdown Revolt to an extent, I feel like they were trying to buy spots in the community. But people just genuinely, they like this team. They trust this team. They see that the game is fluid and great. I can't wait I want more lore with the game. I want more cinematic stuff. I know that some of that stuff is out there pertaining more to the original Rivals, but even more stuff. I have a lot of faith in Dan and the crew. So shout out to Rivals too, man. Can't wait for that to drop officially. And I'm definitely looking to get my hands on some comps for that, man, because that's going to be a banger for sure. But let's transition out of gaming a little bit. A lot of you guys know that we follow the NBA quite a bit on Lights Out. We're black. I say it all the time because it's true. A lot of crazy things have been happening in free agency, Cosmos. I don't know if you've been keeping up with this. Some of the most notable moves: Paul George leaves the Clippers, which means I'm going to burn that banner at some point because I think Russ is leaving too. Paul George leaves the Clippers, signs a 4-year deal with the 76ers, so he's going to be down there with Embiid and Maxey. You got Clay leaving the Warriors. They were a dynasty at one point, and they walk away with 6 finals appearances and 4 rings. Clay is off the Warriors. He signed with the Mavs for I think 3 years, $80 million, something crazy like that. And then the Lakers have done absolutely nothing, as you would expect.
Hey.
So, any thoughts?
They've done a lot. All right, they signed JJ Redick. All right, we got JJ Redick as the coach. All right, he know what he's doing, and they signed LeBron James Jr. He not Bronny James, he LeBron James Jr. So the fact that we got the second LeBron James, we're gonna start cooking with LeBron James podcast coach and LeBron James Jr. All right, and we still got D'Lo. So the fact that we still got
he did opt in. You're right. I guess that market was not as crazy as you thought. Look, man, I'm gonna keep it real.
Oh no,
I'm gonna keep it real. I you know what? I have a feel because if you guys know, the team I root for consistently is the team that has Russell Westbrook on because that's my favorite player since UCLA. Love that guy. So if he ends up going to the Nuggets, I'm gonna be a Nuggets fan next year. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. It's gonna be a Nuggets fan. I'm just keep it a buck. But aside from that, the
Nuggets.
team, if he goes to there, the Nuggets are trying to get him. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I'll say this, like the team I've always rooted for in the East has been the Sixers because I was like, back in the day, I liked the Simmons and Embiid combination. Obviously that didn't work out, but I've always been an Embiid guy. He's a cool dude. So I actually like this Sixers team. I think they could be, if they can, their biggest competition is going to be like the orthopedists. You know what I'm saying? Like the MRIs, like keeping those knees, those knees good. You know what I'm saying? Throughout a regular season run and a playoff run. That's their biggest competition, if you ask me. But they definitely have a chance to represent the East in the NBA Finals if they can all stay healthy. Big if, I know, but we'll see what happens. You never really know. James Harden got paid too, man. He's staying with the Clippers. $70 million for 2 years. I mean, at that point, it's just like, I know the Clippers opening up a new stadium, so they're just like, we need star power, you know what I'm saying? But I still can't get over Clay leaving Golden State. Like, we'll never know what happened behind the scenes and stuff, but all the antics Draymond Green has done, the fact that he's still there with no issues, and all these other people got, like, I think it came down to like so many people getting paid, and they wouldn't pay Clay, even though they did pay him when he was injured, but like, he still wanted that respect to remain because even though he's not what he once was on defense, he's still an elite shooter, minus the 0 of 10 in their final game of the postseason or playing whatever against the Kings. We're not going to talk about that. But to give you, to the Smash people watching this, like, what the hell is these guys talking about? This is like Mango leaving Cloud9. HBox leaving Liquid. It's that significant. Like, you've accumulated that much of a legacy, history, and championships with an organization, and you just decide to go play somewhere else. That's how big of a deal this is.
And then it's also like Armada still playing and then having a son and playing with his son.
Well, I would equate more like, wasn't that?
Or maybe HungryBox having a son.
Are you talking about
and playing
LeBron?
with his son?
Yeah, like
then Liquid Crunch still Liquid Crunch good. So that's okay. Let me stop.
Why would you not? If you want to equate, if you want to bring up the nepotism thing, it's like Mango, who actually does have a son.
Because you already said Mango leaving the team. LeBron didn't leave his team.
I'm just saying, but Mango's still there, but I'm just obviously an example of like if he left, but he's still there. So if you want to line it up with the Lakers, that's like getting his son a Cloud9 sponsorship. You know what I'm saying? As the 55th ranked Melee player. It's It's a little strange. You know what I'm saying? It's a little strange. But
strange. But the only thing, the thing that I am most interested in is because I know that Golden State also traded Chris Paul to the Spurs. So now
they didn't trade him. They waived his ass and he signed with
the Spurs. They just put him there. So yeah, they like the fact that the Spurs have Wemby and a seasoned point guard now that can actually like use Wemby's power. I think that's gonna be a super team to look at. Even though like obviously Chris Paul hasn't won a championship, I feel like that can definitely be a team to look at just in general. That and the Knicks as well, because I know the Knicks got Mikal Bridges, who's obviously not like a super all-time like superstar player, but they have a lot of loaded names on that team now. So I feel like the Knicks are a super team now.
Yeah, the Knicks, I mean, they're smart for like building up that wing presence, man. Like they understand like how Boston won. They're looking to kind of almost maybe not replicate it one for one, but at least counter it as well. So that I actually like the Mikal Bridges signing. I think OG staying with them too. Randall will be back. That Knicks team is going to be a problem. Like the big star power right there is obviously in Philly, but that Knicks team is going to be right there too. I got the Celtics because you got to respect them in the East. Like they won the title, despite what you think about it. The Celtics, the Sixers, and the Knicks are top 3 East, not even a competition. I don't want to hear nothing about Dame and Giannis, especially with Doc Rivers. I don't want to hear nothing about that team, okay? Till they actually do something. I don't want to hear nothing about that. So that's your East powerhouse lineup right there. In the West, it's interesting. Almost everybody's competitive except for like the Jazz and the Blazers. Because OKC, they were number 1 seed last year. Talk about fortifying that team even more, bro. They got Caruso in exchange for Josh Diddy or Kitty, whatever his name is. They got rid of him. They traded straight up to Chicago for Caruso. So you fortify your defense right there. And then they brought in Harkenstein too, who was on the Knicks as well. Like that team is going to, like they could potentially get the 1st seed again. That is going to be a crazy team that people need to look out for in the West as well, man. That's why it's so hard to repeat championships in this game. That's why I have so much respect for Golden State for all the titles they were able to win in that short span of time. Like, 4 for 6 is crazy. Because like in the last 6 years, you think about it, we've had a new champion every single year. I don't anticipate this NBA season is going to be any different.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll say that this season is definitely going to be a very fun season to watch. Especially if you're from the perspective of a Lakers fan, it's going to be a fun season to watch. Not going to be a good season to watch for a Lakers fan. It's going to be a very fun season to watch. That's all we can ask for right now.
Definitely going to be a lot of headlines with JJ there. Bronny, who I think is they're giving him a guaranteed rookie contract of like a couple of years. Again, they say there was no bias involved here. 55th pick, LeBron James' son getting a guaranteed multi-year contract on a rookie deal. You do the math yourself. But that'll do it here for us at Lights Out, man. Another banger episode for sure. Cosmos, appreciate you lending us your time as per usual. Excited to have Light coming back next year or next episode. If you guys want to,
at this point, it might be next year.
Yeah, low key. If you guys want to support us in any kind of way, there's a couple of ways to do that. You can head over to Surfshark right there. Use code EEVSU and that right there will get you an extra 4 months for free, and it's only $2. It's a great way to protect your just protect yourself and your privacy online, as you all know. Or maybe you want to get your hydration on, you can head over to Advanced GG, use code LIGHTSOUT for 10% off your entire purchase, which I think is pretty sick as well. So a couple different ways if you want to support the Lights Out crew, we certainly would appreciate it. But that'll do us all here for this week. We'll catch you on the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the vibes. And everybody have a happy 4th of July. Peace.